Monster Island.
Well, this is only a placeholder. This is kind of like our mock-up of like, okay, when people are loading, we want to have like a splash that says where they're going and kind of an overview of the zone. So.
Sure. Okay.
So do you want to start at the starting location, or do you want to start somewhere else?
No, this is fine.
All right.
Okay, we're recording.
Okay, so here we are in Monster Island, and kind of meandering up the hill. One thing everybody should know is that we're still in alpha, and so there's going to be some animation glitches and things like in super speed and whatnot. Like for instance, the coconuts are dropping far too fast. That's just a special effect tweak we have to make. We wanted to get the... no idea. There is a... that is a contact Ironclad who is in... who's one of the main characters in Champions. So why don't we go in and start fighting some animals. Now, in the upper left-hand corner you can see the hit points, which is the green bar, and then the endurance bar. And so the way the mechanic works for this particular character is that the more small attacks he uses, the faster he builds up his endurance. And then when he uses a large attack, he's going to drain that endurance significantly.
Was he just blocking?
Yeah, he was just blocking. So that's something which is new, obviously, to Champions. You actually have to block and time your blocks. I'll get to that in just a second. But for those of you who are worried about that particular way of gaining endurance, that's actually just one of the methods. There are several other methods that we're going to be revealing in the next few months. For this particular character, the way that he's gaining endurance, he uses a bunch of small powers to build it up. Now, to talk a little bit about blocking, that brings up the idea of shticks. So if we can find... oh, there's one. So right now the Argent Soldier, and for that matter, the other character, both of them had a long wind-up for their attacks. So the Argent Taser guy, when he starts pulling out his thing, if you block, that means that when he hits you, he won't drain your endurance. That's what the Taser does. That particular gun has a huge build-up and a big blast. So if you block, in fact, that translates into endurance. So if you block it successfully. So let's fight that combat engineer. We're going to see another shtick right now. We're still working with... Nice. There's a grenade. So combat engineers set time bombs, and what we do there, except we have unlimited health, is we would back up and try to get outside of the radius once he sets down the time bomb. So that's the shtick for that particular character. Here's a mission where we're freeing animals. All of this UI we're actually still tweaking with. Again, it's still in alpha, so the final look and feel hasn't yet been determined. One of the things that... okay, back up, back up! Okay, now he could block it and gain a whole bunch of energy. Now, because he had defeated the combat engineer, the pet, the bomb, disappeared.
Why is his sword blue and the other one's pink?
So what we have right now in the game is the ability to tweak colors. That's part of our customization. So he has customized his side blades, instead of being pink, to be blue. So here we're going to block. Oh, he decided to attack instead. Now something, if you also want to see some, if you put the mouse down here, so you'll see a pretty ugly text, which we're still working with, but something we're doing with Champions is giving it precise numbers on what every single power, what every single loot drop does for you, so that players can sit down and min-max if they so want, try to figure out exactly how to best spec their character for what they want, for role-playing purposes or for gameplay purposes. Because that's very much in the Champions IP.
Now this Monster Island, I'm assuming there are going to be giant monsters here. Are they
Yes.
random occurrences, or have you actually follow the program path? Are they all on the map at the same time?
Yeah, they're all there. Some of them randomly appear, some of them are wandering around. So in specific neighborhoods, some of them are events. We go the operative. So another element is pick up and throw, which we have begun to put in. I think some of the videos probably showed this. And obviously we're still tweaking with it. But that's what we really wanted to show here at Gencon. We've talked about having interactive environments, and a particular neighborhood, Snake Gulch, had been populated with those objects. I don't see any on screen right now. Here at Monster Island, this might not be an area where they've been populated yet. But that's something that we're going to be doing, as well as still tweaking with the animations and so forth for characters. So he didn't block, and a whole bunch of guys fired off at once. So we're still working with balance, but also he went into that battle with kind of low hit points.
Alrighty, the way you went down was pretty good. Realistic, better than a base plan.
Yeah.
Great. All right, Jack, thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Hopefully that'll help illustrate some stuff.